Hey, what's up, everybody? It is basically 1 a.m. on a very exciting Friday evening. I'm sure that most of you are at the club right now and sipping on your Mai Tais and shaking your booties, but I am trying to figure out where I went wrong today and doing that using Bookmap replay mode. So, here's today's action. In the ES, we've got the June contract on. As everybody knows, it's rollover week, so just be careful with volume and derivatives thereof. And this is what we got, man. It's 9:30 a.m. here, and we've had unemployment. We've had non-farm payrolls that came out an hour before the open. And so, due to that, we're opening in about 9 and change point gap open. So we're opening at 73 half. Prior high day 66 quarter. Half of that is 69.88. So between these two guys here. So we're getting responsive selling right off of the open. Right? And we test a very key area, which is the overnight volume point of control, which traditionally has a very high probability of being tested throughout the regular trading hour session. And we get a little bit of a move up, which faked me out this morning. That's what I thought was going to be the reversal area, but not due to anything in the order flow, because if you look here, really, if anything, this is saying that this liquidity here at 71.5 is fake, and that we're going to get a push through if it tests it again. But more just very aggressive entry, looking for higher highs and expecting the gap zone to remain open. So that didn't work out. I added on a little bit lower at the gap zone mid, which is the next area that we tested, and was unable to scale out at my 72 quarter entry. So I was forced to take a full stop here. And that's okay, just is what it is. I was too aggressive. We'll evaluate it and make goals to figure out how to do it better next time. But this is all part of it. So you see how we keep getting these like slow pushes up and then a flush down. Slow push up, flush down. And then we catch a higher low and a higher high and another higher low and a push through that high. So that's another area that I could have possibly kind of very aggressively gotten long and put my stop at 69 quarter, because these two clean green tips are basically telling me that sellers are exhausted here as we move up. And as I said earlier, I'm expecting this prior high a day not to be touched. There's like a 20% chance or less or something like that of 9-point range, gap zone range being filled. Today just happened to be one of those 1 in 5 days. So we got this push to up to new highs without really much of a pullback. I mean, there's a little one here, but I wasn't able to get on it. And we tested the new highs, but there's a lot of liquidity here. What do we got? This is 1,000 contracts, and we were able to take 23 of them. The buyers exhausted there for sure. They just so this is a double top, but this is one reason where a double top is not successful, and that's why. You can see why, because there are a lot of contracts here, even just very passive on the offer, and buyers are just there's no aggression there on the part of the buyers. So we rotated lower in search of buyers and found a couple here, but something that I was looking for was for longs, of course. Like I was saying, I'm interested in longs here. I got stopped out here, and I think I'm still right as far as longs go. I was just too aggressive with my entries. So I'm looking at this area of consolidation to enter long just below the mid. I think the mid is like 70 quarter here or so, but I'm not going to step in front of this. This is just a big train ready run somebody over. So I wait for that to come. Pushes up. I think I missed it. I think even in my my notes I said, ah man, I missed the mid trade because I was waiting for it to get to 70 quarter and it just shot down like this. So I missed it. I missed the trade, which I would have gotten a scale out there, but either way, doesn't matter. I finally get the test here of 69.75 and a push up. Again, without the conviction of the order flow. If you look at it, I mean this turning from dark to lighter to white actually is dissipating every time the market comes down to it. And so there's really nothing here on the order flow that's telling me or giving me any confirmation to get long. I mean, these guys are pulling. There's nothing here. I mean, if anything, there's a lot of signs to stand aside. But I didn't, of course, so I got stopped out again. And you get this flush here, and this is everybody else who thought the same way that I did. That we were going to leave a gap behind because we got this low, we made a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, all the way up back to even highs. So all of these buyers put their stops below this swing low, and that's what happened. As soon as we tagged it, boom, there's a collision there that happens at 68. The seller's obliging everything on the bid and just flush. That's a stop run right there. So that's what happened. We got that stop run back into the prior range. We flirted with that range for a little while and got another push back in. Still here, I mean, there's as far as trading, there's nothing for me here. I mean, so far, all I can say is that sellers are in control. I wasn't planning on them being able to get back into prior range, so that's something that's interesting and kind of gives them a bit of conviction or value. But at the same time, I'm not looking short per se at this point. You see this is interesting. This is all somebody turning off their algo machine, or one market participant anyways, on either side of price. But something that's interesting here, so I'm basically biased short as much as I can be, I guess, at this point. I mean, I've been stopped out twice. I'm not trading anymore, but I'm still watching, and I'm interested in what's happening in the market. And as we push up, you start to see these really aggressive offers, and they step aside. And the aggressive bids stand in. They're filled. Okay? And that's interesting all of a sudden. I mean, this is the first time today that we've seen aggression on the buy side, and the passive, they're really not passive. I mean, these are aggressive offers but fake liquidity. All right, so you see the bid moving up, and you see the offer moving back, and you see like these 3 ticks worth of liquidity, boom, 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 and all of a sudden they're all gone, and then all of a sudden they're all back in, boom, 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 3 ticks, just up 2 ticks from where they were before. And pulling again, and then you see still the aggressive buyer stepping in here and trying to be filled. And this is 1,500 contracts, especially during rollover week. I mean, that's a big deal. We're talking about 500-600 contracts at each level for the most part. So that's pretty aggressive. So we see a move to the high side. So all of a sudden we're thinking, I mean, let's see where we stand right now. I mean, as far as the book goes, we've got a higher high, a higher swing high. We got a higher swing low here, a higher swing high, higher swing low, higher swing high. So we might be done. We might be done for the day. We're back outside of the prior range. So we're looking at possibly getting back up to the open and shooting higher. So let's get back to where we were. This is where I want to start this data feed from, because from there where we saw all of the sellers pulling, or all of the liquidity on the offer pulling and being fake liquidity, we saw a little bit here that was taken, and now this is the main area that I'm interested in. Look at this liquidity itself. They pull a little bit here at 67.75, but this is, look at this brick wall of liquidity, especially at 68. They're here, and they're staying here. They're interested in participating in the market. All right. So as this happens, speed up a little bit. Now I want to see. We already saw a test here, and we've got a lower high than this area. So I know I'm wrong if I want to get short. I'm wrong at about 68.75. Now I'm thinking, man, I may have already missed this, but sellers aren't getting aggressive. I mean, I'm still expecting another test up at least to this 50% area. And as we've seen back here, the buyers have been aggressive as well. So I'm still sitting on my hands, man. I don't really understand what's going on. I was thinking, you know, sellers might be done, but this is interesting to me. And I think this was the trade of the day. So as we move up, there we go. We get another test, and we start to move down. Now I want to sell. I want short here. I'm missing it. There we go. I'm in. So I know I'm wrong up here, above these, really at this exhaustion. And you know what? If it takes this, if the buyers are able to create a collision here, then I'm pretty much done anyways. So this has got me pretty nervous here. But as we come down, I'm looking for a scale out one tick ahead of these lows. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But this is where we stand for right now. Let me show you. Let's see what we got going on. I mean, we've tested into prior range. We've pulled back, tested up, and these guys got really aggressive. These sellers are super aggressive right in this area. So that was the key area for me to lean against. And I'm expecting sellers to continue to be aggressive, as they have been, as we've seen through the slow churn higher and the drops constantly throughout the session. Here, and here, and here, and here, and here. So there we go. And they hold. I mean, once again, as expected. I mean, they didn't get out of the way here. They didn't get out of the way here. They didn't get out of the way here. I mean, this is 68. There's a lot of liquidity here. So what I want is for them to show up down here. I want to see this turn gray and this turn white down at 77. And we take the scale out. Which is great, of course. So cancel one of these. And my theoretical average now is, where did I get in? At 67. Got out at 65.75. So 68 quarter is my theoretical average currently. So I'm looking for, now we have a little bit of a consolidation here, right where my scale out was. So if we test this area and start to turn back around, then I'm able to, here, well, this might be it. We still have quite a few buyers here. Aggressive hits on the offer. So I don't know if this is good enough for me to add. There we go. We're getting a move down. Ah, I missed it. that was my opportunity, and I want to get there. It is. I'm done. So there's the idea. As soon as this started to roll down, I mean, I'm going at 16 times speed here, but as soon as this starts to, we have this consolidation area, which just happened to consolidate on top of where my prior scale out was, but we got a test of it, and we got a sideways movement, which all these hits on the offer kind of gave me pause as to getting in, but as soon as we rotated below it, I wanted to get in there, and I just missed it, so I had to take the 1 because this prior volume point of control plus 3 ticks is really my my exit for this trade, no matter what. But the beautiful thing about this is that my stop would have only been at 65.75. If it gets back up there, I mean, probably 66. If it gets, so we're talking about 5 ticks, and that's it. I mean, after it starts to roll, if it catches a bid back up, I'm wrong there, and that's fine. And I still have my stop up here, just in case it can get through any of this area, and that would probably bring my theoretical average down a little bit, but I don't know. Hopefully that's helpful. That was the trade that I felt like that I missed today. And of course, after this played out, if we kept playing it forward, we did catch another low and then a higher low, higher high, and we were able to get another trade up into the close, which was very bullish, of course. So. Anyways, hope that helps you guys, and please hit me up with any questions that you have, and hope to see you guys on Monday. Take it easy.